know what's going on, man. That's the boy Soup. That's double OP.
Shit, what's good with you, bro?
Shit, man. In South Carolina, living real good right now.
That's what's
good. Stuff on the tour. It's gonna get real crazy.
Yeah, well, how's the tour been so far?
It's been a real experience for me. I missed the first one, you know what I mean? And I'll have my own personal experiences going on, but I've definitely made it for the second one, and it's like a real big experience. Like, you know what I mean? I'm finally back with my fam.
Yeah, okay.
And with the people I really need to be around to like make shit happen for me. So like, you know.
Right. So tell everybody, you know, where you're from originally.
I'm originally from Flatbush in Brooklyn, from New York. And also First Prince of Bel-Air shit, I was there till about 5th grade. I was getting in a lot of trouble and shit. Mom moved me down to Atlanta. And from then on, I was just there until now. You know what I mean? I just recently moved to Vegas this year though. Okay.
All right. So how do you get to know Lil Yachty?
Thing is about Lil Yachty, that's like my little brother, man. That's damn near blood. He basically in high school I made Yacht Club. It was like a little group between like me and my homies that it was like some little swag shit, like, you know what I mean? We just wanted to get fresh, all our friends, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to be on the scene, basically. There wasn't a scene for young niggas around that time, and we just had to make our little lane up for ourselves. So around the time I got out of high school, I met Lil Yachty, you know what I mean? He was trying to, you know what I mean, get up there along with us, period. And I saw that light, and I saw the vision, period. So, you know what I mean? That's how I started. Once I met him from that point, I put him in Yacht Club. He was the youngest person in Yacht Club. And that's where the whole, like, you know what I mean, Lil Yachty stuff to me.
Okay. Alright, so you started Yacht Club, or just something that a whole group of...
I mean, think about the sailing team is, we're 1/3, Yacht Club is 1/3 of the sailing team. It's like Yacht Club, NAZ, SKT. And Yachty is just like a real embodiment of all three of those lanes. You know what I mean? We're all great in our own way, and we all have a different aspect that we bring to the table as a group. But Lil Yachty really like is the embodiment of all of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it works out.
Word. So kind of tell us, man, how was life growing up?
Life growing up for me, man, it wasn't always straight, but you know, the thing about coming from the north to the south is that like the south has a real thing called southern hospitality. Like, you know what I mean? Up north, you know what I mean? You always got it's not always on edge, but it gets static. It's real static out there. You know what I mean? You don't really know what might happen, and that's what I was getting caught up in. I was getting in a lot of bullshit, my dukes in like that shit. Came out to Georgia. Once I was down there, there wasn't any real drama for me to get into, for me to fight like that. You know what I mean? So I straightened myself out. Like, but in my environment made me a better person. Period. Okay. You know what I mean? So I mean now I'm just trying to better myself financially and get a real career started.
Okay. I mean, so how long you been doing this rap thing, man?
I feel like everybody been rapping for a good minute, playfully, but like professionally, maybe for like 3-4 years, maybe. This is my first big tour though. Like, this is my first real big break, but I've really been rapping. I'm like an underground, little cult follower kind of person. So like, I like to I'm more about bars at the end of the day. So like, I'll rap and I'll also make music either way. But I've been rapping for a good minute.
Okay. All right. So kind of tell us about this current single that you're pushing.
Think about me, I'm on my detox shit, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre, he takes a minute to drop his shit regardless. So I'm working on a tape called a Holy Mixtape. And the thing about me, I kind of drop sporadically. I might drop like once a month, once every 2 months, but it's like good quality music. So I'm not working on a single, I'm working on a whole project, period. And I'm gonna drop that probably sometime this month.
Okay, you got a name for that project?
The Holy Mixtape.
Okay. And
the Holy Mixtape.
Why that title?
Holy. The thing about the whole thing is like I have my own little take on the whole Yacht Club and how the thing goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yacht Club is basically like, you don't see a lot of yachts in the same place. You might see a good, like, the best yacht on every gulf or every coast. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's kind of how Yacht Club is. We might be spaced out. You might not always see us together, but you damn near sure you're gonna see us looking good somewhere, period. So, you know, and I feel like all that shit is underneath, like, I feel like holy to me is like, that's where I want to take it, like, up above. Like, it's an ethereal, it's not on a religious sense, but it's like, being holy is like, you're convicted to your belief of life, and you know what I mean. And we always took our steps to make sure that we were who we are. Like we always promote that, be yourself, no matter what, no matter who telling you what to do, be yourself. So you know what I mean. That's just a take on that.
Okay.
And that's why I'm thinking of it.
So in the music industry, when you was say coming up, like who inspired you to really take this music thing seriously?
Thing about me, man, I listen to a lot of old head music. Not old head music, but like I grew up on like Dipset and shit like that. Like you know what I mean? Like my favorite rappers are like Pusha T, Currency,
Okay.
shit like that. Like real. I'm a real like battle rap advocate. Like I watch a lot of like Smack. I watch a lot of Smack,
Okay.
KOTD,
Okay.
all that shit. And yeah, so I take that. That inspired me, period. Like just hearing bars and street rap and like ciphers and shit like that brought that into that. And then me making music, now I just incorporate my bars with rhythms and flows. You feel me? That match up with today's music. You feel me?
Okay.
So it's not that senseless shit. It's just a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A nice little balance.
Okay. So kind of tell us how you came up with your name.
Soop. Okay. My last name is Soopal. And that was like, it's Soopal, SOOPL. And my parents are Caribbean, that's why it's cool. But, everybody used to call me my last name, Soopal. I hated it. I had a first name, what the fuck you call me my last name for? And it was like, cool, we're gonna start calling you Soopal, we're gonna call you Soup. Hated it, and I got all the jokes, Campbell Soup, Bo, whatever. And I mean, I took it and I just ran with it. Like everybody calls me Soup, so it's just like, and I mean, it's unique. And you ain't gonna find nobody else call that either way, so.
Okay.
You know?
That's real though. If you were to collab with any artist in the industry, like who would be like your number one?
First, person I really needed to collab with is maybe, man, to tell you the funny truth, man, I gotta do this tape with Yachty first, man, to tell you the truth.
Right.
Like, that's my brother, but like, I gotta get some more work with him before I even branch out to like real people, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Okay. So what's your process, man, before you hit the yo? What you gotta do?
Me personally, I write all my shit before. I like to prepare. I don't like to go into the studio and bullshit. I don't just sit around there. I go in there, I already got my shit written out. I got my beats already laid out. I'll go in there, I'll make a song within like 10 minutes because I already know I'll let that verse, let that in and out. I got like 2 ad-libs. That's it, you know what I mean? And I mean, I rap, period, so like, it's not like I'm stumbling over my shit half the time. I don't, you know what I mean? It's easy for me. It's workout.
So for an up and coming artist in the game, give them one piece of advice that you think that's detrimental to their career.
You gotta be able to move with the times, man. There's a lot of people who get so caught up in what they're doing now, you know what I mean, that they don't look at what's going on next. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who like are still in the game that are like, oh, fuck these new niggas, or like, you know, there's like a whole SoundCloud wave. Like people weren't really fucking with the SoundCloud wave at a point in time. And these are the same people that are reading like XXL freshman list and they're like, who are these guys? And these are the same people who on SoundCloud getting 300, 200 plays. So like, I always gotta tell these, I'm telling these little dudes like, just move on with the times. Like, you gotta learn how to adapt. Period. Like, always look at new flows. Always keep your mind open because you never know when shit gonna switch. Yeah,
the game does change, so you got to be ready.
Especially with social media, shit changes very quickly now.
Yeah.
OG Yacht, that's everything. OG Yacht Twitter, OG Yacht Instagram. My SoundCloud actually, SoundCloud.com/1soup. That's 1 soup. SOOP. And yeah, that's basically it. Shout out Selling Team, shout out SKT, Nas, all my friends back home in the ATL on the 6th, all that shit. Y'all see me, y'all know I love y'all. Shout out B12 Studios, DME-TV, show them love. You already know what's going on. So, tell you the truth.